Well, what can I say, boys? Christmas came early. One of the internet's most hated, despised, loathed creators of all time, Destiny, just got his life ruined. And I know it's ironic saying Destiny's life got ruined again, because this happens literally like 3 or 4 times a year at this point. But that does not make me less happy every single time it does happen. And this situation is no different. Well, actually, maybe it is different, because you see, it doesn't matter what the courts prove against Destiny, and you're probably thinking, wait a minute, which court case is he talking about, Destiny? Aren't there like 20 going on at this point? Well, I'm talking about the newly reported for being possession of PDF materials Destiny court case, or whatever honestly is happening there. Not 100% sure, but the report to the police has been submitted and he was in possession of it. Now, what will happen with this? I don't know. If Destiny goes to prison, cool. If Destiny doesn't go to prison, this is kind of special because this will never change. I think most people easily understand. It doesn't matter if you can't prove why Destiny kept it. Everyone knows exactly why he kept it in reality. Everyone knows exactly the reason, the motivations behind his actions. You can't prove them. It's just speculation from my part. But most people are thinking exactly like this. It doesn't matter what he says. That's just the price you pay for actions like this. It is what it is.
Welcome back to a series so cringe, even TikTok subscribed. In today's video, streamer Destiny has been reported to the police by YouTuber Willie Mac show. He's now being accused of being a creep and potentially having illegal material. Destiny has responded denying the accusations. Attorney Legal Mindset has broken down the potential legal implications. Ethan has responded calling out Destiny. Hassan has responded somehow making it about himself?
Absolutely typical Hassan behavior, I guess.
Subscribe or you gotta become a terminally online streamer. Audience quiz, what rhymes with telerig? That's right, jellywig.
Let's up those numbers!
So it all started over here. Willie Mac show reported Destiny to the police and dropped a video talking about it.
By the way, he's my Uber driver and Indian food delivery guy. So many talents. It's insane.
Says that Destiny shared with him underage screen recordings. Bro, you just let me know you still have illegal videos saved to your computer. Right, so from the video, here were the sort of damning screenshots here. That's just absolutely insane to think about him doing all of this if she was 17. If you're sending me this, I'm guessing you still have the video. Depends on why you're asking. But yes, I created a copy of all of the messages and everything when the court case started. Bro, there's been allegations that she was underage and you may have potential, content of her. I have an obligation to preserve relevant evidence. Interesting. That's nuts, man. I don't think I'm allowed to delete it. I don't know if it counts as hiding or destroying evidence.
Okay, so I saw this and I think this is a cop-out excuse. If you thought that this is illegal, you should have went to the police with this, not be like, I'm just gonna keep this on my computer in my folder named favorites. And yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. Maybe a magical court case springs up one day, and I'm gonna be there, providing evidence. No. This sounds extremely stupid when you say it out loud.
And then we have this screenshot, bro, you just let me know you still have illegal videos saved to your computer. You knew it was alleged that she was underage. Do you realize how F this is? Destiny responds, I don't even know 100% if her age is legitimately under 18. I'm pretty sure I still have an obligation to preserve stuff related to the court case. I've talked with my lawyer already. If something were to come out of this, I don't know if I'd want to wipe everything and not have something to turn over to the authorities. If hypothetically her boyfriend or whatever was actually doing
when you see a hypothetical from Destiny, it's always bad. man!
Something bad to her, am I hurting any chance of looking into him by deleting all of this stuff? Right, so that along with the video Willie made is basically what everybody's been talking about, and I don't really like to speculate on this type of stuff. I'd much rather look at a lawyer's legal opinion on all of this, so let's just go straight to legal mindset.
Streamer Destiny may be legally trapped as we look at this new scandal when Rose seemingly was confirmed as underage. She was confirmed on a third party as being underage at the time, and when explicit materials being shared with her. So Destiny chose, this is a big deal. He voluntarily engaged with Willie. There was no legal obligation. This was not a deposition. This was not something that was required by any court of law. This is something he did because he just wanted to talk. He just wanted to get it out there. Destiny voluntarily commented, likely without consulting his lawyer. I'm almost certain that he did not talk to his lawyer before he talked to Willie Mac. And
Why would Disney need a lawyer? He can read Wikipedia. I mean, it's all there in Wikipedia.
He shared a video where Rose, apparently, according to all the data, appeared to be underage at the time. Therefore, he shared an adult video. Of course, a piece of it. He didn't share
By the way, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's like 100% confirmed that this was the case.
the actual video file itself, but he had the file name and he had a top of the video where she was underage, and stated, hey, yeah, I've got this. I've still got this information. I've got this on my computer, right, where this girl is apparently a minor. Therefore, this would be what would appear to be Sam.
Right, so for some reason, Destiny decided to willingly engage in a conversation with Willie Mac show, admitting to, at best, extremely creepy stuff because, you know, he's a 30-plus-year-old going after, at best case, 18 or something, and at worst case, you know, if the age gets confirmed as underage, then it could be potentially illegal stuff. And I just don't know why a lot of these terminally online streamers always come out to be extreme weirdo creeps, and why every streamer just feels the need to share everything about themselves with everyone, even potential ops, it seems. And you can argue that, oh, this was DMs, this was private, but if you're an influencer, nothing is private, okay? Everything you say at any time, somebody can clip you and put you...
For example, the world knows I have a massive penis. Can't hide it. It is what it is.
Put you out
what
on
a time
blast,
to be alive.
especially if somebody thinks that you're possibly doing something illegal, they're going to panic and want to report that to the police, of course. Now, legal mindset seems to think that Destiny did not talk to a lawyer, and I'm inclined to agree with him on this because it doesn't seem like the right move there. It seems like Destiny just sort of goes off of feeling, and he is a bit of a narcissist, so he probably thinks that he just knows the right move.
A bit? Damn. That's like a compliment at this point.
To make in any situation, and this was definitely not the right move. Right, so before we go through the next part, we gotta check out Destiny's response first because Legal Mindset does bring that up, and it turns out he's having a massive crash out on everyone.
By the way, I just want to say, I love Destiny. I love Hassan. They are the two greatest useful idiots that have ever existed. Both of their viewpoints are absolutely fucking insanely extreme and completely make any normal person look at them, listen to them, and be like, holy shit, these people are insane. I better not even go in that direction with they support. They are the two most useful idiots that have ever existed. I actually have started watching Disney. I talked about this previously, but I watched like a 3-hour video of him talking with his, they called liberal friends? I'm not sure what they're even supposed to be. But a bunch of liberals. And it was like a fucking comedy series. My god. They literally took 2 hours to figure out what they're even talking about because everyone needed to revalidate something or re-emphasize something or re-explain something so their points get across, right? And it was hilarious. And all of them had some kind of pretty insane fucking out there, right in the open opinion that's blatantly extremist, and none of them can even tell that that's the case. Man, I love those people. It's like a comedy. Watching Destiny is like a never-ending comedy. In Hassan's case, it's kind of funny, but it's really mostly sad. In asmongold's case, it's only sad. But Destiny is like a comedian. He is by far the most useful idiot I have seen in my life. It doesn't, and he does a good job at it, okay? He finds logical, okay, under 3 layers of different fucking soil arguments that kind of logically track, I agree, but that's not how life works at the end, so it doesn't fucking matter. It's the greatest shit ever. I absolutely love it. It's hilarious.
He is burning the bridge with absolutely everybody. Here are his tweets. Right, here we go. Destiny's response. Almost everything in this DM is wrong. Willie Mac is running cover because he wants to get in with the boys again. 911, sorry, let me call back. My OBS wasn't recording, lol. And Ethan is trying to distance himself from me because he's too weak to deal with Hassan's attacks against him, using me as a vector since he has literally nothing of substance to contribute in this arena.
Oh, right, Eden Klein exists. That makes me sad now.
Hassan's lack of intelligence is his biggest insecurity that no amount of finasteride, hair dye, or bathtub photoshoots will compensate for. So basically he's saying that the only reason Ethan is turning on him is not because he thinks he's a weirdo or anything like that. It's because Hassan always uses the excuse of, oh, anyone that criticizes him is a Destiny orbiter or whatever. And I guess Ethan, he's...
Wait, how are all the currently most kind of political relevant people on Twitch and streaming all complete blatant insane losers? We got Destiny, Hassan, asmongold, Ethan Klein, and I guess Tectone, but that's just fat asmongold technically. And all of them are absolutely disgusting. And they kind of represent the majority of political discourse on places like YouTube, Twitch, and whatnot. It's insane how far we have fallen. Guys, we don't need to pick any one of these idiots. We can just have all of them lose, and that's completely fine. Sounds great to me.
Saying that Ethan wanted to distance himself. So Destiny says, I have no illegal material on my computer. I've only compiled with my legal obligations for my court cases. The 60 gigabyte screenshot was related to a claim that Rose person made, someone whose name and birth date have yet to be reliably confirmed. Ethan is literally reading off revenge leaks of mine and giggling, coughing because he's too lazy to use his inhaler, like a regarded child for DMs that had absolutely nothing to do with the Rose leak. Any reference to horrible stuff or anything else was literally in the context of DMs with a 26-year-old British woman. I've never DM'd that Rose person on Instagram in my life. I think Peterson was right. He's referring to Jordan Peterson here. You and Ela deserve all the CPS calls for all the dog shit eating claims and everything else. You deserve zero sympathy from anyone else on the internet when you're so quick to turn around and rely on the same snark shit that's been plaguing you for years as soon as you think it's beneficial. I hope your prior maid takes you for $1 million in her lawsuit against you guys as well. For anyone else watching, you should assume that every single influencer person you meet on the internet is a terrible human being with zero values or principles. See you tomorrow for stream. I mean, he's not wrong about, you know, a portion there. A lot of influencers are bad people, although, again, coming from this guy, you know. He continues, I think Peterson was right. You Zionist and genocide supporter in the United States with loyalty to Israel first, and Ela, genocidal IDF maniac night raiding innocent Palestinians in the West Bank because she wasn't seeing enough bloodshed.
Oh, by the way, she's trying to rewrite history and say, oh, that never happened. Bruh, we have literal... There's multiple clips of you explaining this in detail and saying, oh yeah, I wanted to participate because I was bored. You're not rewriting history on this.
At her desk job, writing pardons for IDF rapists, deserve all the CPS calls for the dog shit eating claims and everything else. You deserve zero sympathy from anyone else. Right, so just summarizing this unhinged rant here, he's pretty pissed at Ethan, guys, it seems like. And yeah, I guess, I don't know if he believes any of the shit. He's probably just saying it to piss off Ethan. Now, Willie Mac, the original accuser here, has responded, I'm not doing this to get in the good graces of your anti-community. I'm doing this because you admitted to me in DMs that you were in possession of illegal material. What you're saying publicly is an entirely different story than our DMs. I have no material on my computer. Weird, because when I asked if Destiny had material, he said, depends why you're asking, and then gave me a bunch of reasons why he can have material on his computer. I will say his responses were very suspicious, all right? If you were asked that question, your answer should be, no, I do not. Fuck you for even asking, right? It's
simple,
not like,
right?
Depends on if you're asking, bro. Like, it's just weird, all right? It's weird. If Destiny was telling the truth, why?
I mean, I'm having fun currently with this, but the reality is, morepegasus is like 3 seconds away from receiving, you know, semi-truck driving license in California, and then it's not gonna be funny.
Is this podcast anything else on an indefinite hiatus? By the way, we got Destiny's co-host Dan Saltman saying, if you've been living under a rock, I step back from A&E, the Anything Else podcast. Thank you to all your support, basically. So, distance himself from Destiny here. Right, so there's also this clip where Destiny is talking about possibly being done.
Another DM leaked, and this one I believe
What
came
is
from
this?
JStalk, saying, why would he tread so lightly on this? If she was a legit minor, I'm probably done. So, at least on the 3rd of December, Destiny was aware that this could potentially have career implications on him, and I would hope it would if that is the case. I would hope it would, okay? I could sweep and meme my way through basically anything, even through some of it is really shit. Even if some of it is really shitty, like, think about how stupid this is, though.
Right. I don't know about that, DM. Yeah, that's an interesting statement, that's for sure. Take that as you will, I suppose. Now, Destiny responded, and he basically says that people take him out of context if he says anything, so he's going...
Isn't that like a Hassan or an asmongold thing to say? Oh, I'm out of context. Always out of context, surely.
to avoid saying stuff.
When it comes to ages for hooking up with people in general, I feel like you can play this game, like, regardless of how far you want to go. 18 and older is an adult in the United States. If people are like, oh, you should wait until they're 21, then I feel like it would just move to 21 and older. Like, oh, why are you hooking up with a 21-year-old? Or why are you hooking up with a 23-year-old? Like, listen, if you're an adult, you're an adult. I don't know what the point.
No, but we're not talking about an 18-year-old. Yeah, okay.
And is it moving the bar on this? If you think that, like, 18 years old is like a horrible age of people to hook up, then maybe we can make like tax brackets for for hookup consent. But whatever, listen, whatever you want to believe what you want, okay? The feds
That
are on their way.
sounds so
yeah, that's
bad.
an interesting take, considering he has said this before.
When you're 19, you're a little kid, okay? Now, if you're 22, a 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the
Damn.
same, dude. Don't give me this
Damn.
fucking, just because of some legal age of consent, whatever bullshit, I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old freshman in school as I would a sophomore in high school. Any type of inclination towards any of those people is really fucking weird.
Right.
That's a stupid thing to say, because the same goes... Okay, we literally live in a world where we look at 40-year-olds as poor, defenseless children nowadays, because most of them are mentally deficient enough at this point. Yeah, the age of consent is always a very, very, very insane conversation, and the easiest way to do this is, well, 18 is the legal age, so that's what we're sticking for. We're not accepting 17, and, well, the moment it's 18, yes, sure, Lil Tay yourself. No one fucking cares. It is what it is.
Right, so there's no difference between a 19 and a 15-year-old in your view, and yet you're going after... Okay, interesting. I mean, it's just your own statements at that point. That's a bit,
Okay, but to be fair, that's probably like a statement Disney did how many years ago? I don't know, a million probably. His opinions have most likely changed.
yeah.
Just to be fair. Not that being fair against Disney constitutes as a good thing.
Can you respond to Willie's reply? Because to be honest, your defense is not convincing. Good. I hope it's not. But the reality is literally every single thing I've said has gotten twisted and has gotten morphed or...
That's a lie. Disney is smart enough to know that if you just don't accept anything and you say your opponents are lying, Hassan's lying, everyone's lying when they say mean things about you or bad things about you, it just works. It just works. This is why it's so hard to actually cancel anyone big. Being canceled on the internet, if you're large enough nowadays, is... Well, if you allow yourself to be canceled, pretty much, and that's the only way to honestly do it, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're immune to anything. I mean, listen, asmongold gets caught botting, and there's literally a bunch of mouth breathers trying to comment, well, asmongold doesn't need to bot. What? So he's not actually... Like, there's... These people are gonna ride constantly. They ride or die 100%. There's always people who are gonna defend these big creators no matter what they do. They can do the shittiest thing ever, And they're still gonna be around saying, "Well, this was an accident." Yeah, sure, but it's really annoying.
Move to like the most ridiculous shit in the universe. So I'm gonna shut up and not talk about this till my court case is over, okay? Because I'm bounded. I'm restricted
Bound.
like 15 different ways from saying stupid. Every single thing I possibly
think it's
say
bound.
gets either misconstrued or drawn out to the most absurd reality possible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people
Surely.
will be exaggerating stuff and taking it out of context, but, you know, I feel like you should still be defending yourself to, you know, try to debunk some of what's being.
This is the defense. He can't actually defend his actions, so he's gonna do a there's probably a name for this, right? There's probably a name for what this action is actually called, because I mean, Destiny's not the one who invented it, right? But there is probably a defense for this, saying that you can't give a defense because everything you do is gonna be under such scrutiny that people are gonna find ways and do, you know, go out of their way to make you look bad. So that's kind of the defense that he's going for, because this isn't justifiable. I mean, we saw the screenshots, we saw the DMs. Like, what am I supposed to take from that? You already said everything I need to know to make my judgment of the situation and your character.
Said. We'll see how the investigation goes, I suppose. Anyways, back to legal mindset here. He talks about if Destiny actually has a duty to not delete the material, right? Because that's what Destiny was arguing. And I feel like the answer is pretty obvious here.
From my court cases, the 60 gigabyte screenshot was read to a claim that Rose made, someone whose name and birthday have yet to be reliably confirmed. Well, I think that's where the problem is. It seems like that indeed has been confirmed, according to sources out there. And if those sources are correct, if those sources have indeed pulled up the right information, then it appears that if that is confirmed, that would indeed be CCM. So he may be asserting that it's not based on a mistake of fact, which we'll talk about today. However, that can entirely change things legally. So Destiny, when he said he has a legal duty, you know, and listen up, Destiny fans, Destiny is right about that. But however, pause, he's sort of right about that. And he's forgetting about all those other duties that are out there and all those other responsibilities. He's forgetting about privilege. And this is where I think he did not talk to his lawyer, because if his lawyer knew he was going to have this conversation, he would have certainly said no, because it made his job a living hell.
Right, so basically the issue is a little more complicated because he's in a court case and, you know, his lawyers are telling him to keep this stuff. You know, it could be spoliation of evidence, etc. But I feel like, you know, in a non-lawyer brain, in a just commonsensical manner, it's like if you have any suspicion, you automatically sort of delete and burn that shit. Obviously, you should consult your legal counsel, and if you think they sound fucking stupid, then consult more legal counsel, right? But yeah, the problem here is that even in the absolute best case scenario where...
Well, Connell Jobs consulted his legal counsel. And, well, he lost. It is what it is. Anyway, that was morepegasus. He has 2 more minutes to arrive to my location. Otherwise, he gets a 1-star review. Thanks for watching. Bye!